This is a lesson on string bending. String bending is one of those techniques that the guitarist must have. It separates a guitar from other instruments and it can emulate a vocal-like quality. It's also one of the least well taught techniques. I struggled for many years because I never found any great instruction and I had a very hit and miss approach to bending. And after spending some time, I've worked out a system that will help you to bend them like Beck. The way I see it, there are two main parts to string bending. The first part is getting your hand technique correctly, and the second part is bending up to pitch, so you have to develop your ear to hear the pitch that you're bending up to. First exercise you can do is to get the hand that you play on the fretboard with and put that in front of your face, so that your thumb's facing you, and then turn your hand so that your palm is facing you. This wrist motion here is what you're after. Now if you bend your fingers down, pretend you've got some strings, and you'll see that you actually use your wrist to bend the notes, not your fingers. This is what a lot of people do, is they get on there and they try and bend them like this, and it's incorrect, and you'll get absolutely zero control going that way. So if we pretend this is a fretboard, you can hook your thumb over the top for extra leverage, or leverage for my American viewers, and you can put your fingers on here, and if you were bending a string, you can see the wrist here is what's going to drive the string up, rather than keeping your wrist the same and using your fingers like this. The second part is developing your ear to hear the pitch. So the best exercise you can do is to play the note you're trying to hit first and then bend up to it. Now I've worked out a short little drill that goes across the four thinnest strings, starting on the C note on the 8th fret of the thinnest string. What we're going to do is we're going to play that C note, and then we're going to go back one fret, because there's all sorts of bends, but we're just going to concentrate on the halftone bend for this lesson. So we're at C, and then we're going to go back to B, and what I get my students to do is actually slide up to the target note before they bend it, because sliding is the closest you can get to emulating a bend. So we'll play the note, we'll slide up to it, play the note again, and then we're going to bend and imitate the slide we just made before. Let's have a look. So starting on the C note, and then we go back one fret and we slide up. And then we'll play the note again, so we're training our ear to hear that pitch, and then instead of sliding this time, we go from the note below and bend up to it. And repeat that across these four strings. The next exercise that you can do is to pick any note at random and do the same thing. Any note. Let's say here. You can do that in the thick end of the guitar. Do it as many places as you can, because there's lots of different tensions and string strengths, and after a while your ear will just develop the required amount. So you bend with your ears and not with your eyes. Some students make the mistake of trying to see how far to bend the strings. That's not correct. Close your eyes, use your ears, and bend up to that pitch, whatever it takes to get to that pitch, because you will find that bends are different in different areas of the fretboard. Now you should understand about the correct hand movement and the ear training. Now for the really important bit. Now you want to make some music. You want to try and emulate some other guitar phrases or lyrical vocal phrases, something so that you can actually play something music and melodical, not just some rigid exercise. One I suggest is Gary Moore's Still Got the Blues. There's a little phrase in there, it's got a halftone bend in it. So we're going to play through that. First time through, we're going to play the phrase sliding up to where the bend is, and the second time through, we're going to bend it. Let's have a look. Then when you've got that, you can take that phrase and play it anywhere. It won't sound the same, but you're training your ear, and that's the main goal. So if we move up here to the 5th fret, fifth fret of the 2 middle strings. When you hold your bend, there's a few different things you can do to give it a different characteristic or flavour. You can hold it a bit longer, you can apply a bit of vibrato, which is simply bending up to the pitch and then coming back and then bend up to the pitch, and you can do that really fast like a spasm, or really controlled and meaningful like Jeff Beck. And you'll just find that by playing along exercises like this, but most importantly by playing other people's tunes or riffs or phrases, is where you really develop the skill of bending. I hope this lesson has been useful to you. I look forward to seeing you next time.